Yo, what's good, guys? So, yeah, gonna go straight into the video. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of people recently, and just, yeah, over the years, I've seen, and I've done it personally as well, a lot of people uh, aren't really satisfied with their whole improvement and, their progress. And, yeah, obviously, progress is small steps, and it kind of just gradually increases over time, and then becomes more and more significant. But sometimes you just don't have any progress, and sometimes there are reasons for that. And yeah, I heard from some people they weren't really having any progress, and it wasn't like I was some teacher or big influence on the person. I just wanted to hear about it, and I was interested about it. So I listened, and they were talking about how they did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and all these activities, and how they spent hours and hours on it, and it kind of already overwhelmed me with the amount of stuff they were doing. And then you kind of dive deeper into it, and you realize that they didn't really have a long time frame for it. Like, they only had maybe a couple weeks on it, and then they kind of just or maybe a couple months, and they kind of just gave up. And I come to the conclusion that a lot of these people just burn out because they don't really choose the appropriate amount of things to stay consistent with, and they kind of just go all out with everything. And that ultimately is gonna lead you to just crash, because you're not gonna run a 10k race when you can't even run a 1k race, because that's just silly. You're not gonna be able to do it. So it's like the same idea when it comes to staying consistent. It doesn't matter what you're staying consistent with. You have to take small steps at a time at the beginning, and then you can start doing all the other stuff. And I fell into that trap as well. I started off, when I started being consistent with, say, reading books, for example, and I'll just go all in and just try and read the whole book as fast as I can. And in the end, I got nothing out of that book because I just kind of rushed through it and didn't really process it, and kind of just read the book for the sake of reading the book without actually purposely trying to get all the information out of it. And yeah, that aspect, that whole idea is just should be implemented into your consistency with whatever type of thing you're trying to work on, whether that's reading books like me, or I don't know, going to the gym or something. I see this all the time. Everybody just tries to do everything, and then they wonder why they're not seeing progress. It's because you're burning out. It's better to just take a couple steps at a time over a longer period than to take a lot of steps for a shorter period. It's just common sense as well. But ego obviously gets in the way, and yeah, I had to find that out the hard way, and then kind of broke my ego a little bit. Yeah, pretty hard stuff, but that's life, I guess. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. So as advice, if you want to really get results long term, really kind of nail down those things that you want to nail down, just take small steps at a time. And so, for example, I'll give an example, and this is also what I'm currently working on. For example, when you're studying, it's better to just kind of study an hour a day or something from the start till whenever the exam is and whenever the test is. For a test, you don't even need to study an hour. You probably need to study half an hour a day. But for example, for an exam, it's better to just study an hour each day until the exam, rather than try and study whatever they do, 6 to 8 hours each day for a week or 2 weeks, because you're ultimately gonna lose all that information anyway, because you got it all crammed in there, and it won't really hold. So I'm still kind of having to build on that, and I've done that on a few exams where I kind of crammed really late all this information and probably didn't get the result I wanted, but it's getting better, and I'm starting to implement consistent habits of just studying a bit each day over a longer period, so that the information that I need to know is all built up in my head and has like a very solid I can't speak has a very solid foundation. So then when I'm trying to build up on all that knowledge, it's not going to all crumble because of a shaky foundation. It's going to just build on itself, and then I can make my own interpretations and kind of just make it easier for myself. And obviously you can do that for yourself as well, for whatever type of thing you're trying to do, whether it's school, whether it's some type of physical activity, or I don't know. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that video. See ya.